Hi, this is Bishop Craig in Lansing, and this is take one for the week of the 23rd of April. Peace be with you. I thank you for your prayers, cards, Facebook posts, emails expressing concern and condolence as my family and I grieve the death of my brother Don. Don died on Friday, 67 years old, leaving two daughters and two grandchildren. And I'm having trouble finding words, so I find myself just sitting in the silence of it all on Sunday, and that's okay, I think. We will be gathering as a family on Monday for calling hours, visitation, and the funeral will be on Tuesday, so I may be out of pocket those 2 days. On Wednesday, we have staff meeting, and I will be meeting with the call committee at St. Luke in Grand Rapids to help them get started on the MSP and the call process. Pastor Sprang on Monday night is meeting with the council at Faith in Okemos. I'm grateful to David for picking that up for me for Pastor Ellen Schiff's exit interview. We're making some progress on the call process. 2 congregations voted to call pastors on Sunday the 23rd. I haven't heard if they've accepted those calls yet, so I'm not going to say anything more. And we have 3 more congregations that will be making decisions on calling pastors on the 30th. So please keep these congregations, even though you don't really know who they are, and the pastors in your prayers. The reading for Sunday is from John 10. The first 10 verses. I preached on John 10, beginning at verse 11, for the anniversary of settlement in Gowan. They're Good Shepherd texts. This is Good Shepherd Sunday, the 30th of April, 4th Sunday in Easter. And here Jesus talks about anybody who doesn't enter by the gate, by the door, is a thief and a robber, anyone that enters another way. And he says that the sheep don't listen to strangers. And I can't help but thinking of the children's sermon I heard at Settlement in Gowan today. Mark Dombowski had worked it out so that he would ask parents to call kids by name. And he was going to say, see, you know your mom and dad's voice, right? Well, the kids had conspired, I think. So when he said, you know your mom and dad's voice, right? The kids said, no. And I believe one of them yelled, stranger danger. So what Jesus is saying here is that the sheep are pretty aware of the stranger's voice and they don't follow. We know the Lord's voice. We know the shepherd's voice. And that's the one we follow. I pray that is true. That we can distinguish between Jesus' voice and a stranger's voice. Because I don't know if we can always do that. I don't know if I can always do that. But the other thing that I find interesting in this text is John says that he used this illustration and the people didn't get it. And I'm not sure we get it either. So he moved on and said he's not the one that passes through the gate. He is indeed the gate, or he is the door, or he is the way. So we don't have to find ways over the fence, if you will, to get to God or to get to life. It's right there. It's Jesus. And he not only is the door, Jesus opens the door for us. And Jesus says, thieves come to steal and destroy, but I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. And that is really good news. So often in the Synoptic Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, we think of Jesus calling us to take up our cross, to deny ourselves, to follow him. And that is true. But Jesus also came that we may have abundant life, which I think is, distinct from affluent life or material life or carefree life, abundant life. When we interview pastors that we are bringing in to our synod, I quote this verse and I say, Jesus says, I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. What does abundant life mean for you and for your family And I'm always touched that pastors are very good at naming what abundant life means for their church and for their neighborhood, but they seem to have trouble claiming it for for their family and for themselves. Well, pastors, deacons, rostered ministers, Jesus came that you too may have life and have it abundantly. So, a sermon on this Sunday might do well not to prescribe what abundant life should be, but to explore what abundant life is and how Jesus gives us that. If I were preaching on Sunday, I think that's where I would go, to ask myself and maybe to invite my hearers to consider, what does the abundant life that comes from Jesus look like for you, concretely, here and now, today? Because Jesus comes that we may have life and have it abundantly. This week, I'm holding on to the hope that there is, in Christ, there is abundant life in the face of and in the aftermath of death. So I'm Bishop Craig, and this is Take One. I really appreciate your prayers this week, and I appreciate your patience as I will be away Monday and Tuesday, and I look forward to being back at it on Wednesday. Peace be with you. Please take care. Christ is risen, indeed.